We're going to do an application problem now. Eric found a piece of property in the shape of a right triangle. He finds that the longer leg is 20 meters longer than twice the length of the shorter leg. The hypotenuse is 10 meters longer than the length of the longer leg. Find the lengths of the sides of the triangular lot. Well, let's first draw a picture of this lot. Rough one here. The right triangle here. The longer leg is 20 meters longer than twice the length of the shorter leg. So if my shorter leg is x, 20 meters longer than twice the length. Twice the length would be 2x. 20 meters longer would be plus 20. The hypotenuse is 10 meters longer than the length of the longer leg. So the longer leg is 2x plus 20. The hypotenuse will be 2x plus 30. Now find the lengths of the sides of the right triangle. Well, we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem like this says. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So I'll have the shorter leg squared plus the longer leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared. I have to do some multiplying here. X squared plus 4x squared plus 40, double it, 80x plus 400 equals 4x squared plus 60, double it, 120x plus 900. 4x and 4x, those will go out. I'll just have an x squared. 80x, subtract 120x, negative 40x, and 400 minus 900 will be negative 500 equals 0. I think this can be factored. X and x equals 0. Signs are different. How about 50 and 10? That would give me 500. 10 and 50, negative 50, positive 10 will give me negative 40. So x will equal negative 10 or x will equal 50. Well, x is a length. It can't be negative 10, so I can throw that out. So my three sides are x is 50 meters, 2 times x, 100 plus 20 would be 120 meters, and the third side will be 100 plus 30, or 130 meters. And I have the three sides of my triangle. Standard form for the height of a projected object. If we ignore air resistance, the height s in feet of an object projected directly upward from an initial height of s sub 0, feet with a velocity of v sub 0 feet per second, the height equals negative 16t squared plus v sub 0 t plus s sub 0, where t is the number of seconds after the object is projected. The coefficient of t squared, the negative 16, is a constant based on the gravitational force of Earth. This constant varies on other surfaces such as the moon and other planets. 4 meters instead of the negative 16, it's negative 4.9. It's a gravitational force. Use this equation. A projectile is shot vertically upward from the ground with an initial velocity of 100 feet per second. So this 100 feet per second is my v sub 0. It's from the ground, so my s sub 0 equals 0. After how many seconds will it be 50 feet above the ground? So that is my s. That's what the height I'm looking for. So my 50 equals the negative 16 t squared plus my initial velocity, 100 feet, times the time, plus the initial height, which was the ground level 0. Getting this in standard form, I'll make it 16t squared minus 100t plus 50 equals 0. To work with smaller numbers, I'm going to divide everything by 2, and I'll have 8t squared minus 50t plus 25 equals 0. I really don't think this will factor at all, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the quadratic formula. And my t will equal 50 plus or minus the square root of 50 squared would be 2,500 minus 4 times 8 times 25, all divided by 2a, so all divided by 16. Means t will equal 50 plus or minus the square root of 1,700. So it'd be 100 times 25 minus 800 would be 1,700 divided by 16. Since I really don't want an answer in radical form, I'm going to grab my calculator and find out that t is approximately 55 hundredths of a second, and that's with the subtracting. And with the adding, the second answer, t is approximately 5 and 70 hundredths seconds. Now, why do I get two answers? I get two answers because as I shot this up, if this is my 50 feet, it went past on the way up and past on the way down. So that's why I would have two answers for this equation. Now, a second question we could have, the projectile still shot from the ground. So my s sub 0 is 0 with initial velocity of 100 feet per second. That's my v sub 0. How long will it take it return to the ground? So I'm looking for a height of 0. So 0 will equal negative 16t squared plus 100t plus my 0, or 16t squared plus 100 or minus 100t will equal 0. I can factor out a 4t and get 4t minus 25 equals 0. So either 4t equals 0, or 0t equals 0, or 4t minus 25 equals 0, or t equals 6 and 1/4. Now this 0 seconds is when it started, and the 16 and 1/4 seconds is the answer I'm looking for it to return to the ground.